I had to go through my fears right there. And I kept blowing it away. I kept letting the spirit blowing it away. He's like, just trust me. I'm like, oh no. What are you gonna make me do? He always makes me do crazy stuff like that. Like I think I'm gonna die. All I can think of, if I sniff this in any way, it's gonna give me an infection, and you know. He's like, trust me. But then he said to me, it was a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? But spiritually, it was about having authority over them. Now I see. The fly had to come show me so I could have eyes to see and ears to hear so that I would know what to speak. That's what that flight came for. God bless it. It was my own fear that was keeping me from kind of a destiny thing. And the world, no, it's all him. Mm. Those who get ignited are the menorahs have been lit. But higher fires are able to extinguish lower menorahs or give them oil. See, this is all about giving oil. There's our oil hierarchy. Our oil trees is who the Cohen are, who the waking up Levites are. And we're oil trees, and we give the oil, and everybody loves to come and take it. Didn't you just say you found a verse that they were about Elijah or a king? What'd you say? They were saying they would take his bread, and they would hate him.
Yeah, it's psalms called the Thanksgiving hymns, and they're saying they're written for the end time Elijah, and it says his own friends came and ate bread with him, and then they turned on him.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens. Why did they turn on me? Because they thought they were a bigger authority than me. Thank you. Wow. You're a beautiful wife. It's amazing because we're learning how to do the kingdom, live the kingdom life. And we're all learning. I have to learn to do, or receive. It's really hard for me. Here I have a servant across from me. Said he was willing to be my servant forever. And that's really, really hard to receive. And I kind of think of it as a joke all the time, but it's not. I know it's not. I know what this is. I know this is all Abba working. It's all an image of his bride. You know what I mean? It's all an image of us being his bride. And that it's gonna be a kingdom of servants. We have to give ourselves to the whole. We're not our own anymore. So our giftings are meant to be given freely to Israel, and the king is going to take care of our needs. How that's going to happen, we have to listen to his authority. I don't know, I have to when I release. Anyway, we have to listen to his authority. Wow. He's created a beautiful place for us to live. And this is what he showed me. The bride is going to be in a state of glory. Well, the whole world is falling apart. He actually said outside they're going to be eating each other and themselves. He told me. Eating themselves. How do you do that? You cut your arm off so you can eat it so you don't die? Is that what it means? We got very troubled times coming. And that lamb was the start of a lot of things. It was righteous judgment. And I get to experience everything on his body. See, that's why I have the disease that I have. Didn't you just say something about his arms?
Yeah, about the end time Elijah. He's saying, my arm is torn out of my socket. I'm in bed all day.
Where is that written? Because
Thanksgiving.
I kept downing myself as being anything because I'm like, you can't be a priest if you're disabled. And you found, what did you say?
Just in the Thanksgiving hymns.
Those Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah.
We're all meant to be for the bride, he tells me. All these were written for the end time bride. And even his hidden calendar. Now I feel Shabbat now. Want some apple?
Yeah.
Thank you. Want some apple?
I'll do that for you because you can have the grapes.
I know, but I can't eat them all. Thank you. Wow, this is so cool because everything is to experience Him. You know, like Esther. Anyway, well, I think things are starting in the world. And Shalom just pooped on our lawn. We'd rather have him in the house than not, right? Well, it's all metaphorically, I'm seeing it. Anyway. Let's hope his kingdom comes. And you know what I don't understand is the heart that, why can't it be somebody like me? I mean, I'm really not out to do it. It was never my intention to do anything. Have you known me as that anything? My intention to be doing what I'm doing today? In any way? Am I even the same person? What changed?
Your focus.
What changed in the house?
The focus.
And what did it do? What did it bring in the house?
Sometimes peace.
We're learning.
Peace.
Huh?
Mostly peace.
Yeah. We're learning. Which is amazing. Because you really need to all take our rightful place, and the whole world wants to keep you from knowing who you are in Him. And they want you to bury your gift. That's what Satan wants you to do, is bury your gift. Right? So you have to give it to Him. And not only by giving it to Him, you're giving it to His body, which is Israel, which is true Israel. And that's why we're willing to go and pick up garbage in the streets and coming home like the prodigal sons. Because it's going to cause disasters and financial collapse and things like that. It's all a house of cards. He keeps giving us warnings of these things over and over again. Now he's angry. You hear the horn? The horn's being sounded. See, I need Nico not to be playing with the Babylonian games and coming off for a verse for Israel. Would you grab him, please? And offered Dimitri to come and sound the shofar too or something? No, don't sound the shofar now. Come on. It's interesting that this year the Shabbat lands on a Sunday so that the marriage can happen. How long is it good for, though?
Around March 20th next year.
Just right. So much interesting things are coming. Oh, I wish I could share everything I just got. I forget it. I forgot it. But it all came in visions and things. Oh my gosh, so much was coming through. See, when I'm speaking in tongues, he's downloading stuff at me at the same time. Or it's like I'm calling out those angels when they're coming with their gift.
Yeah.
That's why I was supposed to have all the gifts. That's why I had a bigger box than everybody. I had to expose their gifts. I had to have all of them so I could see them in the others. So how does that come other than...
That's like the chief music director putting all the instruments together.
Oh my God, I never saw it that way. Oh, that's amazing. Because he kept telling me, he goes, my house sings to me. Constant singing. So all these pendulums, when we come together, we're all going to come into harmony with him and rock to his heart, to his rhythm. And we're going to be a shalom. By that high vibration that comes, and it'll bring the deeper shalom and the peace and all the things that we want on this earth anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just that peace and love and being rocked like a little baby. Yeah. You know? I think that's what the rocking is. And I'm just like, God, I was like, I feel like I'm being rocked like a little baby. It's a safe place that you know you're... Didn't he say we're coming home like babes? So the more of a childish child that you could be, the more comforted you'll be, even in the most difficult times. Because you know that you love him, and he loves you. Who would let a puppy out like that? Cute little puppy. Not knowing that that puppy had such potential. I got mad. Something in the car at Dimitri. I was just driving. It almost caused an accident. Well, you were there with us, huh? Mm. And the dog got upset. Mm. And I knew. The dog could feel. He likes the peace, but he hates the chaos. Anyway, he's going to be very gifted. Let's see what his gifts are. All we have to do is shine light on it. And what is that? That's oil. That's love. Yeah. And that's what they're all looking for, and that's what these trees. And so we have the power to actually, if we're the two olive trees, oh my God. That's why Denise wrote that. Deborah wrote the two olive trees. This is really happening, you know. That we are those two trees. Because he tells me I can shut him off anytime I want. Spiritually. And that's scary power. It says to make it rain or make it drought. And that's why he had me tell somebody, what do you think it means to be to be careful that nobody takes your crown? A higher authority than you, here to judge you. Doesn't it say that there will be judges? Yeah. Well, I'm a judge. Like it or not, here I come. That's why he likes to work through the peculiar. It's like you give him I guess I had this inside of me, maybe for being ridiculed my whole life for being wrong by all these people, and I could just sense and feel them, and I guess I had this repressed anger towards them. That's what's coming up now. I'm seeing it, but it's all him. It's all him, kind of like sharing what was done to me was done to him.
Right.
So that's how he feels inside.
Yeah.
So we got to share with the world what we feel of him. You've got it. We're not going to heal until we understand each other's pain, instead of keeping separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we listen to each other's pain, then we know who's. Weren't you tested with hearing my pain? You've been tested a lot with hearing my. I mean, you were like, I was saying it all the time.
Yeah.
Of every, I would feel everything. I would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everything, but I'm trying to say is I would just be more vocal. Yeah, I knew it was a test for you. Do you really want to know me?
Right.
Well, this is what I feel. You really want to know me? Well, this is what I feel. The same thing with you.
Yeah.
You're trying to tell the Father that you were abused out there. But the glories over here just come,
Yeah.
But I do want to know what they did to you at school.
At school?
No, it was just kind of a metaphor. He was just showing me
Oh.
as a father and son. I wanted to know what they did to you at school, what they said about you, and what they did to you. And I do want to know you, because the more I know you, the more I know him.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing is this marriage is taking place between all of us, stone by stone by stone, of who we can trust with each other.
Yeah.
To be honest, that is like what the Kabbalah model was trying to do. But he's bringing his kingdom together that way. And it blends all together. We've got to see that everything blends together perfectly. All is one in him. Perfect harmony. And what you just said, wow. Because when he told me is when the stones are together, their frequencies harmonize. And they become my temple. You know what it is? It's all a test of diving in. I know what people are going to think about me and say about me and want me dead and all this kind of stuff. I knew all that. And he's like, will you do it anyway? Yeah, I'll trust you. And it's never, anything he has me do is never as hard as I have been made out that it was going to feel like. I knew one day I would be acting out like this publicly. I knew I was going to allow it to happen. I could stop it. Of course I could stop it. But why would I want to stop him?
Right.
Should I be ashamed of him? Oh, it just doesn't look right. It looks demonic. Oh yeah, that's you cursing yourself because you have no idea what you're talking about. Was it against Torah?
Right.
Were you judging by Torah? By what law are you judging? Hello? By what law are you judging? And now you are judging what is demonic and what is good and evil? Now you've made yourself judge what is good and evil? That's what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You blessed me so much by the. He's given me faith, and I can get in a closer relationship with him, and now more of him can flow.
Amen.
You see that? You see how it works that way?
Yeah.
But it had to become you becoming a servant,
Yeah.
and it wasn't easy at first.
Right. But now I prefer it that way.
But with his correction, with his light, and his commands, you realize now that it's actually the best way.
Right.
And now it's all going to come in that. This kingdom's going to come that way. Don't despise small beginnings.
Yeah.
Very few find the way. I mean, this is literally fire that burns people. But they're going to understand, the bankers, that we have power over them. And the people that have ruled the world, we have power over them. That's why, if you look back at my Facebook and what I've been saying for so many years, you'll see that actually I can show you how I was guiding churches all over the place. In one way or the other, I was guiding whoever was around us into certain things. into truth and testing them one way or another. And now I see it. I didn't know it back then. I was just a man. But he was using me. Thank you, Father. Shalom pooped on our lawn. What does that mean? Shalom is gonna defecate what we thought was beauty or holy or off limits.
Yeah, the destroyer of chaos is gonna crap on our fake pretend idea of peace.
Yes, thank you. See, I needed that interpreter. Exactly, I knew it had something. That's what I kept saying. Fake line.
Yeah.
Or fake world.
Yeah.
I have a tough time putting things into words.
Yeah. But it's coming soon where we're going to receive the gifts, but we're not going to have to. We're going to be able to go third eye to third eye.
Well, that's
I've
what's
read
happening.
That too.
Well, that's what's happening now. That's what it activated Daniel. What do you think he drew? Why he drew that ox? Even the dreams that he had was about me.
Yeah.
I knew it. Abba told me, yes. But they can't see it because all they see is a man, a foolish man, and now it looks like unstable man. Unstable man. Mr. Right, are you sure you're right? I mean, who's divining, him or me? Honestly. I'm coming as a child, trusting in him, hearing his voice. That's why I get to act crazy and unstable. Because he knew it was going to test your hearts. All the people in the churches. He knew it was going to test people. Only those who have eyes to see and ears to hear could understand that his presence is electrical. It's fire. And because you don't understand, you put yourself on top. You judge those who are actually a higher fire than you are as evil. And that brings judgment. And that's how he uses a fool like me and Stone to confound the wise people. I've not met a wiser man than Stone. I haven't. And I like to sit back and I laugh. I go, but the world said he'd amount to nothing. If he didn't come to this light, he would have been dead, he says. And the light it's his presence. It's us trusting who we are in him. But you have to be humble, because I test pride. All the time, don't I?
You push the ego buttons.
All over, don't I? I'm like, ding, 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 ding. And only those who really want to be still close can withstand the fire. But do you not become better by it?
Right.
I mean, the whole idea is it's a blessing. It's actually making your garment pure.
That's what all the proverbs say: is he who loves reproof loves life. He who rejects it chooses death.
There you go. And yet, they have made themselves judges against a judge. I don't know what they're doing. I'm scared to even think about what they're calling the Holy Spirit in me that's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you feel kind of bad, but at the same time, if they hate his spirit, then you know what I mean.
What did you say? They hated. What did you say? If they hate the Father, they hate me. What did you say?
He said, "Blasphemy of the Father and Son is forgiven, but not of the Ruach HaKodesh."
Right. But why would that be?
Because it's the divine feminine.
So what does that mean?
That means when Ruach HaKodesh is someone, it's like a husband and wife union, which is the holiest thing.
It's us. It's us, his bride, that are here on this earth.
Right. So when if someone blasphemes the Ruach HaKodesh, they're blaspheming that holy union.
I don't know what I just said. I don't know if it was in the same context. I don't know. My mind's all over the place right now. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's all I was saying. It's like a sexual union between the bride and bridegroom. So when that becomes blaspheme, that's like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what this whole thing is about. It's literally us as living stones coming together as a perfect union, and it fits. And that's what's been happening. You've been finding more of your fit,
Yeah.
and so have I, and so has she. We're finding our fit because we're living in his presence, and we're starting to realize we need those verses. We're starting to realize who we are in the kingdom and what we're supposed to do. That we can't hide anymore, because if we hide, destruction comes. I literally felt like, I'm doing all the things I don't want to do. This is all opposite of me, and it makes me really angry when somebody calls it out that I'm trying to become important, or I'm trying to do these things for my own.
Yeah.
That's when I get really mad. I'm like, it's usually because it's them.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we're calling out our own sin,
Yeah.
and I'm realizing that myself
We
all
hate
the
in
time.
someone else what we see in ourselves.
Yes, it's very true. And it's like, when I hear these things, I tell you over and over again, these leaders, they're saying exactly what is their thing.
Yeah.
And then it blows me away. So it's like, are you trying to tell me? And I'm starting to realize, oh, I need to pray about that own thing in my own life.
Right.
Because I have that. Not as much as you do, because you got that big log and you're pointing at me, But anyway, I have a little splinter of that. Let me thank you for pointing it to me. We wouldn't know we had those splinters if it wasn't for those logs. You know that? Think about it. The people that they always assume the sin because they have it, or you know what I'm trying to say? It's like a pride thing. I don't know how to explain it.
You know, that verse says, remove the log so that you are able to help the others remove their splinters.
Right.
I don't know where it's... Anyway.
But it was the one that removed the log first. Anyway, his light exposes all things. Point is, his kingdom's coming, and it's kind of very different than what I thought. I didn't think I had any role in anything. And when he talks to me and tells me, and you'd be amazed at what he'll tell you who you are. Just listen and do. And you realize that he's been talking to you. You've been putting him down and hiding your gift. That it belongs to Israel. It's literally like you have a hidden menorah inside of you that you're hiding. Not letting anybody know, but it's meant to have oil in it. And we're supposed to ignite it. The Cohen are supposed to ignite the oil. That's what happened to me in 1991. My oil was ignited in my heart. And we're supposed to ignite each other. And that's what I do. My fire ignites people around me. Some people feel explosions in their hearts or abdomen or head. I mean, one lady had a strange experience in church. I've had several of that happen like that. But it was ecstasy. So it was an upper thing. So his light does all things to all people what is needed. He told me many times, I am what people need me to be. That's why I needed to have a bigger gift box. So I have the right to now take your gift. My biggest fears. I'm going into my fears. Because it happened to me many years ago. And it left me almost for dead kind of thing. I had to stop work for a couple months. Same place I got basically impregnated spiritually with this energy field that was so tangible that it was like a fire. Who could withstand it? And people went up close and would ask for things. And for me, all I asked for was I just wanted to love him more. And then next thing you know, it was like I was impregnated spiritually. And I went down. I had a big belly at the time anyway, so I'm like, oh, good, I get to give birth to this thing. So I'm like literally pushing on my belly, trying to get it out. But I was like, and then I got the name I got was like Christ. Who means anointed one. You know? So, amazingly, he built this whole world to be many kingdoms. Did I say unfortunately? What did I say? No, anyway. It's hard. I'm going up and down from the flesh to the spirit. But but that was good. He was showing me things while I was talking. Wow. What's the matter?
Oh, it's just flies.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But he was showing me as I was talking so much. Everything is such a metaphor of him. Of course, he's the designer of it all. Can you believe it? He knows how many hairs are in your head? Can you believe that one? Each person. Yet, he told me.
Do you want any more of these? I'm just gonna take.
I can hurt him. He told me I can hurt him. That he made himself vulnerable to his love.